Hello, 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 hello. Jutta, hello. First two comments today. Hi, Lisa and Emma. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Lorraine and Marie. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday night. It is, it's Friday. 9th of July. Hi, Shannon and Laura and Carol. Hi, Tania. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. Hi, Claire. Lisa, bless you. 14-week streak. Thank you for the stars there. Joanne, good evening. Sophie, first opening tonight. Are you excited? Perfect. Hi, Julie and Kelly. Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Oriel, hello, my lovely. Anne, hi. Hi, Katie. I'm fine. I hope you're well as well. Hello, Charlotte. Linda, thank you for the stars. 25-week streak, Linda. Good evening, Sarah, Pam, and Janine. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all? Yeah, I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, and that's it's because the kids came out of school so excited for the England game. I think the school has just been, or not necessarily the school, just the friends, everyone, just riled them up so much, and we've been singing and dancing, and yeah, so I've given myself a sore throat. So if I go a bit croaky, that's why. A night's rest of no talking, and it will be back to normal. But yeah, I can just feel it now. So it's my own fault, self-inflicted. They're called Simple Studs, Becky, on the website. So if you go into earrings and then go down to Simple Studs, it's in there. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, bless you, Lorraine. They may be fully booked out for tonight then, if that's the case. It was raining here. It's not raining so much anymore. It was extremely muggy earlier though, so I'm hoping that the rain's cleared the mugginess out slightly. Lisa, thank you for the stars there. Okay. So... Oh, Carol, if you've emailed me, what I'd like you to do is if you can email me with obviously the 3 codes and what you'd like on your order, and then I'll just send you a manual invoice over, and we'll do it that way, Carol. I hope that's okay. Sue, 19-week streak. Thank you for the stars. Right, any other updates? So possibly, I haven't checked personally, but possibly the Bags of Plenty is sold out for tonight. If that's the case, that means they'll be available for Sunday. Now, we're on Sunday. We have moved the time of the live. So we're still live on Sunday, but we're live on Sunday afternoon, not evening. I hope you all can understand. And I did sort of email everybody who's pre-booked in for Sunday, and they are happy for the time change. So if you do order, do keep in mind that that will be from 1 p.m. British summertime on Sunday, and we'll be finishing finishing at any time like we normally do. We normally fill out the order list. However, I will put a cut off on it, and we will be finishing by 5. So 1 till 5, that's 4 hours. I mean, I don't imagine we would go till 5, but I'm just saying it just as a in case situation. So yeah, normal live tonight. It's a normal live on Sunday. It's just a daytime live. Okay, so do keep that in mind if you would like to order. And if, of course, you'd like to watch. And then from Tuesday, we're back to normal again. So this week, then, we're going to be live Sunday afternoon, then Tuesday, Friday, Saturday in the day, and Sunday. Okay, so lots of lives this week as well. Apart from that, I think that's all the updates. So if you have ordered, I've updated the order list on the page, and if you would like to order for tonight, you can do so, and I'll add you on to when we get to the end of the order list, okay? So, and all oysters are available. Up first today is Jennifer Barrett. Jennifer, are you here? They are, Sophie. Perfect, thank you. Oh, Jason. Oh, that's lovely of you. Well, I hope the kitten settles in well. Jennifer, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Katie. My children I can either go in at normal time on Monday, or they can go in at 10:30, and it's a 10-minute slot to get them there at 10:30, so they can watch the game and have a lay-in. So yeah, that's quite nice of the schools. Right, so Jennifer, first opening, and you have a bags of plenty. Let's go over to the bags. Now they are a little bit squished, I do apologise, but if I go through them for you, let me know which one you would like, and if you would like to keep or if you'd like to donate the shells. So at the top here you've got Pink Smiles, Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked. You've got Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Nervous, Mr. Kissy Face back here, and then Mr. Muscles. And at the bottom you've got Yellow Smiles and Mr. Love Eyes. So I'll go through them one more time. I'm sorry if it's harder to see. You've got Pink Smiles, Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked. You have Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Nervous, Mr. Kissy Face and Mr. Muscles, Yellow Smiles and Mr. Love Eyes. You would like Mr. Muscles and to keep your shells, that's absolutely fine. I'm just grabbing some kitchen towel down. Okay, so grabbing Mr. Muscles, and let's bring you back. So in here, we have a yellow parcel. And let's go down to get this open. Oh. So in here, oh, I love Elfie, Jason. So you have a pendant with 1, 2 and 3 oysters, my lovely. So that is a pendant and 3 oysters. Now if I hold this pendant up for you so you can have a closer look. Now this is one of our zircon crystal pendants, and it's actually in a blue. So the heart is blue here, and it's sort of, let me hold this against it just because I've got blue gloves on as well. Okay, so you can see it's a crystal heart, Swarovski crystal. The heart is sort of a sideways heart there, and then it does have that blue. Now the bail at the top has got zircon crystals in that as well, so that sparkles away where the chain goes through. Now with this one, the pearl can sit at the top there and be able to move around, or you can have the pearl loose, so you don't have to have the pearl on this jewellery if you don't want to, Jennifer. So I hope you're happy with that one. So let me get these open for you. There's 1 and 2 and 3, and you'd like to keep your shells. So Jennifer, oyster number 1, there's one side, and the other side, And in your first oyster, popped out there, you have a darker pearl. Now straight away, he looks like he's a midnight blue, but I'll confirm that for you in just a moment. Because you'd like to keep your shells, I'm going to be cleaning these up for you first, and then we'll have a close look at that pearl. I hope that's okay. Oh, it's still here, it's just rolled onto the tray for a second, so I'm just going to keep it there while I'm just getting the flesh off of here for you. Okay, so your first oyster has given you a midnight blue. If it's a voting situation, Jason, I definitely vote Elfie. Look at that blue, and that blue goes with that heart beautifully, Jennifer. Oh, love that. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Now this shell has broken slightly here. Oh, you have one. You have a bridal white pearl. And there's no more in that one. So again, I'm just going to clean the shells up for you. This shell, like I said though, did slightly come apart from itself. So it is slightly broken, I do apologise. I am doing my best though to keep it as intact as I can for you. So midnight blue and a bridal white. And then moving on to your last oyster, again from Mr. Muscles. Oh. There's one side and the other side. And in here, no way, you have another blue. However, this one's more of a TARDIS blue. Okay, so one midnight blue, one TARDIS blue, and a bridal white. Now, Jennifer, what do you think to these, my lovely? Now, like I said, you can have one of these on the jewellery, and of course the other two will be spare. Or, if you would prefer, you can have the pearls loose and no pearl on the jewellery. That's going to be completely up to you. If I hold up this TARDIS blue though, so you can have a closer look at this one as well, and then I'll pop them all in the sand so you can see them next to each other. Okay, so what do you think to these? Midnight blue, bridal white and TARDIS blue. If I pop them on the board for you as well, my lovely, the midnight blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. The bridal white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's also a 6.5. And then your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 as well. So the same sizes there, different shades. What would you prefer to do? Tracy, 4-week streak, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. With the heart, I can hold the heart above them, yes, because the heart's, it's not see-through, it does have that blue, but because it is crystal, I'm not going to hold it against the sand because otherwise it will make the crystal darker. So I'm sort of just going to show you. There you go, if you can see that. So if I hold it with the sand, it makes it dark. So I have to sort of hold it up here so you can see. So let me bring you back up again. What do you think, my lovely? Just going to wrap up your shells for you. Any one of them would go. It's such a good colour combination. Jennifer, if you are typing away, possibly type I'm invisible because it will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else can see Jennifer Barrett, please comment on her comments because again, it will bring it forward so I can see. Love them all. Can you email me? Of course you can. When you email me, if you just include your 5-digit order invoice number and then I can get that all booked in for you, okay? I've wrapped up your shells as well, so I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Oops. Once it arrives, my lovely, and that's safe up there for you, okay? But yeah, pop me an email over whenever you're ready. And up next then this evening is Jutta Lehrman. Jutta, are you here? Jutta, you'd like Mr. Pink Smiles and Mr. Yellow Smiles donate the shells, not a problem. Jennifer, you're very, very welcome. Right, let's go to Mr. Yellow Smiles is, I know Mr. Pink Smiles is at the top. Oh, yes, Mr. Yellow Smiles is down here. So let's bring you back. We'll open up Mr. Pink Smiles first. I'm just going to put him there. So Pink Smiles first, donating the shells. You also have a yellow parcel. And let's go down. So in here, okay, so you have a pair of earrings with 1, 2 and 3 oysters. So a pair of earrings with 3 oysters. Now, these earrings are slightly different. I love them. I hope you'll like them. So, if I just hold it up, nope, like this to start with. Okay, so what this is, it is a U-bend. It is a U-shaped earring, okay. So your pearl is going to sit here on the end. It then goes up and round and down where it goes to this ball fitting, which is on the end. Now that unscrews and then screws back on. So it goes threaded through your ear. So you screw the ball, thread it through your ear, and then re-screw the ball back onto the bottom. And then your pearls will be sitting at like almost like a drop at the front of your ear. I hope you're happy with those. So if I pop them down here like this, they are quite unusual. And again, they're new. They will be going on the website soon. So I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. Like I say, they come with 3 oysters. So let us get these open. There's one. They are. I thought so too, Sophie. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, you have a coral. And there's no more in that one. You was hoping for earrings. Oh, I love that. Well, I hope you'll be happy with them. Your first pearl out is a coral. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have a chocolate pearl. And there's no more in that one. They did me as well. Who said that? Kerry. It did me as well with the screw-on ball and off, but they are definitely earrings. Let me hold up your chocolate jitter. And then moving on to your last oyster, again from Pink Smiles. There's one side and the other side. Ooh, and in here you have a sea green. Okay, and there's no more in that one. So what would you like to do? You can either have odds on the earrings if you would like to, or if you prefer to have evens on the earrings, you can swap one of these pearls to match the other one, and then you can have matching on the earrings. I hope that makes sense. So coral, sea green and chocolate brown. What do you think and what would you like to do? If I pop these ones on the board, the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. The sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's also a 7.5. And the chocolate is, so just bits of sand on them there, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. So the chocolate's slightly larger than the other two if size has a factor in your decision, my lovely. Swap the coral for a matching sea green. Of course I can. Some of these sea greens are almost like olivey sea greens, like seaweed. Oh, is that a new colour? Look, I don't know if you can see. Sea green and like this one here, seaweed. Oh, I'll have to have a look into it. I keep inventing new colours. I'm never going to keep on top of them with this thing I'm just sorting out for you guys with all the different colours if I keep adding them. So what I'm going to do, Jitter, is we're definitely going to be able to match this green. However, if it's okay, I'm just going to match it off the live. And that's just so I can then take my time to match the correct shade and size, if that's okay. So I'm going to match it off the live. I hope that's okay, my lovely. So let me just bring you back up. So we're going to have swap coral to match sea green, and then we're going to have the earrings as both sea greens, and you'd like to be invoiced for chocolates on lobster fitting. Perfect, I've got that down for you. I hope that's all okay. So to confirm, swapping the coral to match the sea greens on the earrings, and invoice for the chocolates on the lobster fitting. I hope you're happy with that. Lillian, thank you for the stars. And then you've got yellow smiles as well. So let's get this one open. Red parcel there. And let's go down again. Okay, so you have 1, 2 and another 3 oysters, and this time you have a ring. So let's have a closer look at this ring. This is an expandable ring to one size from the back of the ring there. So that's the back of the ring. And as you can see, it's a single band all the way around the ring there. Now the top of the ring, I love it. So if I hold it like this, it sits like that. Your pearl is going to be sitting right in the center here. And then I can't remember the name of this one, I'm ever so sorry, but it's almost got its like 3 petals which are coming out, and then they are all encrusted with those crystals. Look at that sparkle. And then your pearl gets set in the center. I hope you're happy with that. And that comes with 3 oysters. So 1 pearl goes in the ring, and you'll have the other 2 pearls loose. Let me get these open for you. Okay, so I was already down. Let's get him open. Oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. So in your first oyster, we have a darker pearl there. And there's no more in that one. Now your pearl's just landed next to the sand pot. I do apologise. Let's have a closer look. You have a 2-tonal green and blue. So midnight blue and green pearl. I hope you can see that there. He's lovely. 2-tonal midnight blue and green. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. These oysters are hard to open today. So straight away I can see a coral there, and I can feel you are twinning. And you're twinning with coral twins, and there's no more in that one. There's your coral twins in the sand. And then moving on to your last oyster, again from Yellow Smiles. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a lighter rose gold, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so what do you think to these, my lovely? And which one would you like in that ring? You've got a two-tonal midnight blue and green, twinning corals. They do visually look like the same size and shade there. And then you've got a light rose gold as well. And if I pop these ones on the board for you, the midnight blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. The rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So if you would like a coral on that ring, do let me know if you'd like the larger or the smaller coral on there. And let me bring you back up again. So with the ring, we're going to have what colour? So two-tonal midnight blue and green, rose gold, or larger or smaller coral. Blue green on the ring, invoice for lobster fitting on the loose pearls. Of course I can. So let me just, so we're going to have two-tone blue green, an invoice for all loose on lobster fittings. That's not a problem. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, I hope you're happy with those. You also have additional 2 oysters as well, my lovely. So what 2 oysters would you like? Like I say, all oyster bags are available today. Which 2 oysters would you like? No, you're very, very welcome. It has, Rachel. Mystery and a Nunu and donate. So mystery, the Nunu is down here. Just because we've got all the bags up here. Now, are there certain colours that you're hoping for with these ones, my lovely? So there's 1 and 2. And let's go down. We'll start with your mystery oyster. You've got quite a nice softer pop there. So in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now I think I can see a peeper at the bottom. I can see a peeper. He is a light lavendery lilac-y purple colour. And there's no more in that one. So a light lilac-y purple. Let me hold him up so you can see. And then moving on to your Nunu Rainbow Oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have a darker chocolate. And there's no more in that one. So again, let me just hold up this darker chocolate for you. So a light lilac purple and a dark chocolate. Now, if you're not happy with these, I can swap them for you. If you are happy, that's perfect. So just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. So here they are in the sand. And if I pop them on the board, the chocolate visually looks like he's the smaller of the two. So he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He is a 6.5. And that light purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. What do you think to those? What do you think? I don't, I'm afraid. With that lilac, there is going to be a wait. We have a waiting list for that sort of light purple colour at the moment, and it's quite a wait at the moment. So it's not a long list, but it is a little bit of a wait because it's such a colour that everyone sort of keeps and holds on to. So if you'd like to be on a waiting list to match the lilac, I can put you on the list, but it won't be a quick swap, if that makes sense. Tea time. Thank you. Thank you, Belle.
It's okay.
Swap both for sea green. Of course we can. Let me just take these out of here. And if I grab you 2 sea greens. Okay, let me just hold these greens up for you so you can have a close look. Are you happy with those there? Are you happy with those greens? And let me bring you back up again. Or seaweed. I'll have to look into it because there's not a massive shade difference. It's just sort of that darker, almost. Yeah, I'll have to have a look, Jackie. But now I've said it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I already split the, for example, the apple greens. I don't know if you'll see like this actually. I already split the apple greens and then the light apple greens up. So that you've got, yeah, it's just, I keep sort of splitting them down into colour shades more and more and more and more. Are you happy with those sea greens, Jutta, my lovely? Stud earrings, of course I can. And I'm glad those greens are okay. So if I write that, oh, knock the swap pot. There we go, okay. Okay, again, the invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you to the email address that's on the order form, okay? I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe up there for you. And thank you as well for the donations with your shells. Until the Sea Greens. I know, it's just, it's a beautiful shade. Up next this evening is Sophie Peacock. Sophie, are you here? Oh, it's going to be too hot, isn't it? Yeah, I keep going to put it down. Sophie, hello. Just so you're very welcome. Everyone knows what faces they like today. I love that. Let me go over to the bag camera. So you would like Mr. Kissy Face, that's this one here, and donate the shells. Is there a certain, anything like sort of certain type of jewellery you're hoping for? You also have a yellow parcel for Mr. Kissy Face. And let's go down. So in here, oh, okay, so we've got 1, 2 and 3 oysters and a pendant, nothing else in there. So 3 oysters and a pendant. Joanne, thank you for the stars, and 23 week streak. Oh, that was a mouthful. Thank you. Sophie, now you also have a Swarovski crystal pendant. Yep, we'll do your earring openings in just a moment. That's not a problem. So this is a Swarovski crystal pendant. Now let me hold them up for you. This is called on the website the Jagged Spike pendant. Now this colour is called Volcano, and as you can see you've got lots of different colours, more like reds, oranges, slight purpley blues, pinks, and it's called the Volcano colour because you can sort of see that eruption of those sort of deep colours. Now your pearl with this one will get set right at the top here and we'll be able to move around slowly. But again, if you would prefer to have this loose with no pearls and then have the pearls obviously on their own, we can do that for you as well. So that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. Okay, so that's your pendant there. So let me get your 3 oysters open, Sophie. 1, 2 and 3. Oh, okay, so oyster number 1 from Mr. Kissy Face. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster you are twinning, and you're twinning with deeper rose gold twins. Let me just dry these up for you. So twinning with deeper rose gold twins to start with, possibly slightly different on the size there, but we'll measure them at the end to just double check. Moving on to oyster number 2. Yep, Chelsea, we are. If you would like to order for today, I'll do an updated order list when we get near the end of this one. It's not a problem. There's the other side. And in here, you are twinning for a second time, Sophie. And there's no more in that one. And you're twinning with lighter rose gold twins, almost like a pinky rose gold. So you've got that darker, deeper pair, and then you've got a lighter pair as well. Hopefully you can see that difference there. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, I love that. You have a Smurf blue, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so let me just dry him up for you and hold up your Smurf blue. I love that. So Sophie, what do you think to all of these? And if you're happy, I'll need to know if you'd like one on your pendant, which one you would like. And of course, if you prefer to have the pendant loose, like I say, that's absolutely fine as well. So darker rose gold twins, lighter rose gold twins, and a Smurf blue as well. If I pop them on the board, dark rose gold twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Dark rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5, so they are measuring at slightly different sizes there. Lighter rose gold twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5, and lighter rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's also a 7.5, and then that Smurf blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. You'd like the Smurf blue on the pendant, perfect. I'm glad you're happy with those, my lovely. And again, I'm just popping these in here, but I'm popping your twins in different bags, just so we don't get them mixed up for now. So we're going to have the blue on there, perfect. And then Sophie, you also have an additional 2 oysters as well. Do you know what 2 oysters you would like? And if you would like to keep or if you'd like to donate your shells. Excuse me. Both mystery, donate the shells, perfect. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for with these ones? So there's 1 and 2. And let me get these open for you. So there's number 1 and number 2. So let's go down. Your oyster number 1. Quite a nice deep pop with that one. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away we have a lemon yellow hiding away in there. Let me pop him out, and I'm just having a squidge as well. You have a lemon yellow to start with. You're hoping for autumn peaches. I love that. Let me just dry him up and hold him up so you can have a closer look. Moving on to your next oyster. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. I can see straight away a darker pearl there. So let me pop him out. And you have, I'll double check his colour for you in just a moment. There's no more in that one. He is a darker gunmetal grey, almost black there, but I am going to say definitely more of a gunmetal grey colour. Okay, so black and yellow. Oh no, not black, gunmetal grey, almost black. You and Blossom are autumn babies and you have blossom earrings. It makes sense. Oh, I love that idea and all the links you've made there, Sophie. Well, if you prefer to swap these both for autumn peaches, I can definitely do that for you. Let me pop these on the board for you. So the yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And if I just grab... just having a look for 2 autumn peaches, just in case you would like to swap. Oh. Can you swap for autumn peaches? Of course you can. I'm just finding 2 which are the same size and colour here. I don't know if you can see this, but just bear with me. Just a moment. Oh, those 2. I'm not 100% happy with those 2. Hang on. It may be that I might need to find the match off the live. Like I say, again, you can see I've got lots available. There's gonna be a match here, but it's just about finding... I mean, those 2, let me hold up these 2. These 2 are definitely a match. However, they are... oh, I keep dropping. They are a lighter autumn peach. So let me hold them up so you can see. So they're definitely autumn peach, but they're a lighter autumn peach. Would you be happy with those, or are you hoping more for the brighter ones? What do you think to those? Love them. Perfect. They can be yours then. Okay, so let me bring you back up here. Sophie, I hope then you're happy with everything. Let me just write down as well that we'd like to have the peaches on these earrings. And of course, I hope your daughter will be happy with these as well. Perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you, my lovely. Perfect. No, you're very, very welcome, Sophie. Very welcome. And up next today is Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? And Tracy, hello. Tracy, we're going to start with your bags of plenty as well. Oh, so let me just move these around slightly, just so we can see them more. Okay, so, oh, no, I made it so we can't see the top one. We need to go back. What happened? Has it dropped? There we go. Right, okay, so bags to pick from, my lovely, is Mr. Happy at the top here, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked. You then have Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Nervous and Mr. Love Eyes. Which one would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So I'll go through them again. You've got Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked, Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Nervous and Mr. Love Eyes. So I'm just going to move them slightly. Can you guys still see that? Yeah, because I can see them better now. Mr. Nervous and Donate. So the one in the centre, let's bring you back. So Mr. Nervous and Donate Tracy. Let's get him open. So you have a red parcel in Mr. Nervous. And let's go down. Oh, and I can see straight away with this one, you have a ring, my lovely, with 1 and 2 oysters. So a ring with 2 oysters. Now this ring's slightly different because if I show you the back of the ring, this is an expandable ring from the front of the ring. Okay, so the back of the ring's the solid band there. If we come round to the front, so you can see it here, look at this. I think this one's called the Nature Ring, if I remember off the top of my head. Now, as you can see, your pearl is going to sit here on this pin post. Okay, you then have a zircon crystal encrusted leaf. So it comes from the single band around into that crystal. It's very sparkly, I love it, leaf. Now it's adjustable from the front of the ring, so this does move. I'm not going to move it now because it's normally adjustable to the one size to get to your size, if that makes sense. So I hope you're happy. Just go all the way around. Ooh, with that one and 2 oysters alongside him. So there's 1 and 2. So Tracy, oyster number 1. There's one side. Never had a ring. Oh wow. Well, I hope you're happy with it, Tracy. I really, really do. It's a lovely ring to start the collection off. Oh, and the other side. Okay. Ooh, so your first pearl out is a darker pearl there. There's no more in that one. Now, if I just dry him up. He's a 2-tonal chocolate and olive green. So hopefully you're going to be able to see this. Oh, I don't know if the camera's... I don't know. Let me hold it against the sand. That might be easier. Okay, so you can see as we go round that we've got the chocolate and the olive green tones there. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a grape purple. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so you've got a 2-tonal chocolatey olive and a grape purple. What do you think to these? I love them together actually, straight away there. And Tracy, which one would you like on that ring? If I pop him on the board, the grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the two-tonal chocolate and olive is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. What do you think, Tracy? What would you like to do? Let me bring you back up. Have I thrown it? No, sorry, Natalie. I sort of zoned into the comment then. And then I realised, oh wait, I'm not talking. Which then does seem like I freeze sometimes. Yes, I apologise. So we're going to have the ring and we're going to have what colour on there? Sorry. I think my comments are behind again. Grape purple on the ring. Of course you can. Perfect. I've got that down for you, Tracy. Sorry, it didn't let me see your comment before then there. You also have an additional opening as well. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Hello, Jenny. I hope you're well. I do, Sarah. These mugs here, I do. We do sell the mugs. Pearls with Bracken. Hang on, if I hold it around this way, then it won't be backwards for you. Pearls with Bracken. Let's have a squidge. They are on the website under merchandise. Or if you just type in mug into the search bar, it will come up there as well. No, Tracy, it's not a problem. Mystery and donate. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? Let me get him open. And let's go down. So we have a light pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here, we have a darker purple. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Tracy, what do you think to this darker purple? Now with this one, you can swap him if you're not happy. So just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. So here is your darker purple, my lovely. Again, I'll pop him in the sand for you. And if I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. So a purple or a TARDIS blue would be nice. Now this is quite a dark purple. Would you be happy with this one? If you're not happy, do let me know. Swap for a brighter purple, of course you can. Okay, have a look at this one. Would you be happy with that one there, my lovely? So that's a darker Cadbury purple, but it's definitely a lot brighter than the one you had. Let me bring you back up again. And that's safe up there. Tracy, thank you for the donations with your shells. I'm sorry you've got a delay with the comments, or it's me with the delay with the comments. Either way, I do apologise. It just happens sometimes. But I hope you're happy with everything there, okay? Yeah, and that's safe up there for you, my lovely. Up next this evening is Alice Meadows. Alice, are you here? The mugs. No, Tracy, you're very, very welcome. I've just posted the link for them. Okay, so up next then, Alice Meadows, are you here? Alice, if you are here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. Oh, Alice, hello. Okay, so Alice, you've got one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Tracy, you're very, very welcome. And Alice, I think it must be me. If all you guys are the same, it must be me who's got the delay. It doesn't surprise me, to be honest. I do apologise, but hopefully be okay. We can catch it up. Mystery and keep the shells. Perfect. So is there a certain colour you're hoping for? So I was just trying to see if I opened a new browser to see if it would come sort of faster, but I don't think it is. I think it's the same as I've got already. Right, Alice, let's go down. So in here, you have a lighter pop there. Oh, and Alice, you are twinning. You are twinning with Pinkle twins there. They've just gone both under the shell. Now, Pinkle is a mix between a pink and a purple. So So twinning Pinkle Twins there. Now I've just seen you are hoping for a sea green. If you'd like to swap one or both of these, I can do that for you. Or of course, if you're happy with these pinkles, that's perfect as well. I'm just cleaning up your shells, and then let me dry these up and I'll pop them in the sand so you can have a closer look. There's 1 and 2. Look at those. They are stunning. What do you think, my lovely? If I pop these ones on the board, Pinkle number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And Pinkle number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. You'd like to swap both of them for sea greens? Of course you can. There's 1 and 2. Can you just confirm if you're happy with these greens here? And let me just bring you back up. I'm just going to wrap up your shells for you. Could you get lobster fittings on both of the sea greens? Of course you can. That's not a problem. I'll write that down for you. So the invoice... Sorry, apparently I can't talk and write today. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form, Alice, okay? You're very, very welcome. I've wrapped up your shells as well, and I'm glad we've managed to catch each other here today. So I do hope... Whoa! It's okay. Your shells just slipped out of my hand and almost fell in my tea. The tea is fine, the shells are safer. They're safe. Oh gosh, okay, so now, there we go, your shells are safe up there as well. Dear, that would have been unfortunate. The shells would have been fine, they just would have been cleaned off. Oh, right, but no, it's all okay. I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. Right, up next this evening is Julie Crowther. Julie, are you here? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so Julie, my lovely, mystery donate, and I'm hoping for possible icy blues. So you do have 2 openings altogether. So number 1 and number 2. Let me get these both open for you. So there's number 1 and number 2. So let's go down. Oyster number 1, your mystery oyster, Julie. We have a lighter pop there. Oh, and in here, there is your mother of pearl. Now I can see a sea green. Oh, runaway sea green is on the tray still. So a sea green, and I'm just having a squidge. There's no more in that one. So let me just dry this up for you. So your first oyster has given you a sea green. And then moving on to oyster number 2. Oh, can you hear this? I can hear pearl moving around in this one. We have a lighter pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here you are twinning, and you are also twinning with, no, you have triples. You have triples, my lovely, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so with your triples, you've got 2 blush pinks and a pinkle. Oh! Okay, so you've got a sea green, twinning blush pinks and a pinkle. Julie, what do you think to all of these? Now, if you're happy with these, I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So if I pop them on the board, your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. Julie, what do you think? What would you like to do? You can indeed swap the blush pink twins for... Now I've gone for brighter icy blues. However, if you prefer lighter icy blues, do let me know. If I can find 2. And then lobsters, then small lobster fittings on the other 2. That's not a problem. Can you just confirm for me, are you happy with those blues there? So the pinks at the bottom I'll swap out. Pinkle and sea green at the top you'd like on small lobster fittings. Are you happy with those blues there? Anne, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. 16-week streak. Thank you, my lovely. Just going to bring you back up so I can write all that down. So we're going to have icy blues on here if you're happy. They're lovely, perfect. And then invoice for on small lobster fitting. Okay, so Julie, that will get sent through by tomorrow for you, okay? And it will go to the email address that's on your order form. Again, I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well, my lovely. And thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. I agree. with those ones, the colours of them will just bring out each other, if that makes sense. It's a good choice. It's starting to, I can start to hear a slight rain here. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad like it sounds like Sophie's area is. Because if it does, you might guys be able to hear it as well. But hopefully at the moment, it's just a light drizzling. I don't think you can hear it through the microphone or through anything at the moment. So up next then this evening is Sarah Slater. Sarah, are you here? So I'm looking for Sarah Slater. Oh, bless you, Julie. Bless you. Well, I hope this comment doesn't mess up the the slot for you. Bless you. And Sarah, hello, hello, hello. I might have to get my bouncy ball. I've got one of those big balls that I sit on, exercise yoga ball things that I sit on. Just to switch it up with my chair, and then I've obviously got this table that rises so I can stand. So yeah, I might have to get the ball chair in a minute. If I do apologise, but this chair's starting to be one of those things. Sorry, you guys didn't need to know that. Sarah. Okay, so Sarah, I have a little message for you. I apologise for my candidness. So, thank you, Sophie. Sarah, your message reads, "Happy birthday, my darling wife. You're 1 in a million, babes. Love you forever, Gary. Kiss, kiss." So I'll read that again. "Happy birthday, my darling wife. You're 1 in a million, babes. You'll love you forever, Gary. Kiss, kiss." So, Sarah, happy birthday from us as well. I have thunder. Sarah, you have a bags of plenty. Which one would you like, my lovely? So you've got Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked, Mr. Licky Face and Mr. Love Eyes. Which one would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So I'll go through them again. Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked, Mr. Licky Face and Mr. Love Eyes. Mr. Winky Face and donate, of course you can. Oh, I haven't got any tissue paper down, but I'll grab that in a second. So Mr. Winky Face. Let's get open. Tumbled out then. You have a yellow parcel, but let me just grab some. Just ripped it down the middle. It doesn't matter, it just bothers me to have some of the board showing. Never mind. So let's go down. So your yellow Mr. Winky Face. Okay, so you have 1, 2 and 3 oysters, and you have a cage pendant, my lovely. Oh, so 3 oysters with a cage pendant, which means with these oysters, you can swap and change the pearls around in this oyster. Now what I'm going to do to show you this oyster, I'm actually just going to pop one of our spares in it, just because then it can show you the detailing with this cage pendant. Okay. So have a look here. This one is same all the way around. It's got this beautiful twisted effect going on. So the bars, if you like, go twisty round all the way. So it does need my hand there so you can see. Look at that. I do hope you're happy with this one, Sarah. And like I say, 3 oysters to go with this one, so you can swap and change the pearls around inside. This one opens up really simply, so just opens up by pulling the middle prong out, and then the pearl can come out. Now make sure when you've got cage pendants, if it's this type, you've got 2 prongs either side here, 1 and 2, and then you've got a 3rd prong here. Make sure the 3rd prong always goes in the center of the other 2, and then thread the chain through. If it doesn't go in the center, it can open and you can lose your pearls. If it does go in the center, like it is here, once the chain goes through, it can't actually open up again until you take the chain off and open it up. Okay, so that's just a little tip there for you. Sarah, I'm glad you're happy with him. Let me open these up for you. 1, 2 and 3. It is a beautiful one, Linda. I agree with you there. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And to start off with, you have a deep black cherry. There's no more in there. So a deep black cherry to start with. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you are twinning. They just flew out there. And again, you're twinning with black cherry twins, Sarah. And there's no more in that one. So a single black cherry and twinning black cherries. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a brighter coral. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so a single black cherry. I'll put them in between so we can see the difference there. Twinning black cherries and a brighter coral. I hope you're happy with these, Sarah. And then of course, if you've got any pearls at home, or if you get any in the future, you can also use those in the cage pendant as well, which is why I love cage pendants. Your single black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your black cherry number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And black cherry number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. I hope you're happy. Love them. Perfect. And you've got lots of pearls in your bottle. Perfect. So these will be nice to add to that collection. And then, of course, that cage pendant to swap them around with as well. Swap them around in, sorry, as well. So I'm just popping these in here. Again, happy birthday from us. And I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, Sarah, okay? Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. That's safe on there. And then that's up there for you. Perfect. Okay, and up next then this evening is Kerry Holford. Kerry, are you here? Sarah, you're very, very welcome. Oh, I do love the sound of rain. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can hear it yet, but I do love the sound of rain. Let's hope Aaron can find the umbrella if he's going to bring me a tea. Kerry, you're here. Hello. Let's go to the Bags of Plenty screen. So, with your Bags of Plenty, the ones which are left are Mr. Happy, Mr. Shocked, Mr. Licky Face and Mr. Love Eyes. Which one would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So, Mr. Happy and Mr. Shocked, Mr. Licky Face and Mr. Love Eyes. Oh, is it, Linda? It was seriously humid earlier. Obviously, it's not humid in here, but so I don't know what it'll be like when we go outside. I'm hoping the rain has cleared it a bit as well. Mr. Licky Face, donate the shells, of course. Thank you very much. So let's bring you back. So this is Mr. Licky Face. Let's get him open. And in here you have a dark green paper. And let's go down. Okay, so you have two oysters and a pair of earrings. So 2 oysters and a pair of earrings. Now again, these earrings are slightly different. I think I've shown them before. However, they're still not on the website, but they will be on the website soon. So if I get one out, these earrings are like this. Okay, so your pearl is going to, on this, it's a wiggly line here if you like. It's got a little circle on the bottom there. Your pearl gets set right on the bottom of that earring. Okay, so on the reverse side you also have a wiggly line of, that's the best way to describe it, and then a chain in the centre. So you thread the earring through on this side, and then it stops with the chain bit in the ear. I know it sounds weird if you've never had it before, but and then they sort of sit like this. So you've got the sections sort of going against each other with, imagine this is the ear, so it looks beautiful with your pearl at the bottom there as well. So I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. And 2 oysters alongside those. Can you hear the rain? Do let me know if it gets too noisy, Barbara. But it has it. It did just pick up. Yeah, it's got slightly heavier. I think it's such a relaxing noise. So there's 1 and 2 oysters, Kerry. We're donating the shells. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with light rose gold, and there's no more in that one. So twinning with lighter rose gold twins to start with there. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side, oh, and the other side. Oh wow, in here, Kerry, you are twinning for a second time. So that's 2 sets of twins, my lovely. So you get to pick which ones you would like on your jewellery. You've got hot pink twins and rose gold twins. You don't look happy. I did just say I wonder if you'd bring an umbrella. Thank you for the tea. Okay, so rose gold twins there and hot pink twins. What do you think to these? And like I say, which ones would you like on the jewellery? So Aaron just came in shirtless, walking through the rain. He did not look happy, but it's its own fault. There is an umbrella in the house. Right, let me, and he could get dressed. So rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And then rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So they are measuring at slightly different sizes there. Can you have rose golds on the earrings? Of course you can. Can you confirm, are you happy that the different sizes, or would you prefer me to try and match the sizes for you? Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. So the pinks are the same size there, but with your rose golds, would you prefer me to match them? I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write it down to match it off of the live, and that's just because we've got lots of rose golds. If I show you, let me just move this over. There's so many rose golds in here. That's just sand in there with them. So we can definitely match it for you. However, I'm going to do it off the live if that's okay, just so then I can take my time to find the matching pair. So we're going to match rose gold sizes and obviously colours as well. Perfect. Kerry, you also have an additional oyster opening as well. What type of oyster would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? That's fine. Perfect, Kerry. Okay, so like I say, a additional oyster opening as well. What type of oyster would you like? Mystery, donate the shells, of course you can. Okay, so let's go down. Your mystery oyster. You have a lighter pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. Now straight away I can see you have a coral. And there's no more in that one. Kerry, are you happy with a coral on your jewellery? Now with this one, if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. So that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. Here is your coral, and if I pop him on the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. What do you think to that? Swap it for a sea green? Of course we can. Sea greens are popular today. Are you happy with this shade here? Michelle, it is real. They are real pearls. They're cultured pearls. No, they don't come out this vibrant, my lovely. They are dyed pearls. They're real, but they are dyed. I mean, we do have natural colours, so like the rose golds, whites, creams, lavenders. They are all natural colours, but colours like this, they don't come out that sort of colour. Kerry, you're very welcome. Donated shells, I just put the picture up here. My mum works in a nursery, so I clean the shells down, they get sterilised, and then they go towards the children and use them in different activities. That photo there is just of one activity that they use them in, if you like. Sorry, I'm just grabbing more staples. Okay, so Kerry, my lovely, there we go, that's on there. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. Sorry, squeaky chair. Oh, bless. Well, Bobby. Hello, hello, hello. I have a nephew called Bobby as well. Bobby, I hope you feel better soon. And yeah, and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I hope you feel better soon. And give your mummy a big cuddle. Kerry, you're very welcome. Up next is Oriel Melville. Oriel, are you here? Not a problem, Michelle. Very welcome. I don't always get to see all the comments, but when I do try to answer as many questions as I can. If not, the regular watchers here are also extremely helpful. So yeah, they can also help out too. Oriel, hello, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. You have 2 bags of plenty. So if we go over here, we've got 3 left, if you can see those there. Which 2 would you like, my lovely? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So you have Mr. Happy, Mr. Shocked and Mr. Love Eyes. Which 2 would you like? We're friends. Of course, why not? Bless him. So that's correct. Perfect. I know I ask you every time you're on, don't I? But I just really don't want to sort of call you the wrong name the whole way through the opening, if that makes sense. So thank you for confirming for me. Bless you. You're going to get sick of me asking. But Mr. Happy, Mr. Shocked and Mr. Love Eyes, which 2 would you like? Oh, Mr. Happy and Mr. Love Eyes. So these 2 here, we'll get Mr. Happy first. I'll leave Mr. Love Eyes there. If I just move him over so you can see. There we go. So Mr. Happy, let's get him open and donate the shells. So you have a yellow parcel, and I saw a comment a moment ago. I'm sorry, I didn't see who it was. This is my day job. I mean, I did have a day job, and a few years ago now, I left it for Pearls to do this full time. That was a big, scary decision to sort of run your own business full time. But this actually now, I work this job more than I do a full-time job. Like this, and I'm not complaining. I love it, but yeah, this isn't a full-time job now. Yeah, but I absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. Right, sorry, let's go down. So this is Mr. Happy. Let's get him open. Oh, I can see the card. That normally means earrings. They are earrings. So let me pop those there. And you have 1, 2, and 3. There's no more in that one. 3 oysters to go with these earrings. Now, let's get these out of here. As you can see here, these are stud back earrings, again 925 silver. Now these are not on the website yet, they will be soon. So you can see they are shell earrings. Now your pearls are going to be dangling from the bottom here, because that slight little hoop at the bottom, your pearls are going to be attached onto that. Lots of detail in these earrings, and they're quite a nice size as well. If I bring you up, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Can you see that? So I've got normal studs in there, so they'd come down just slightly. So a slight sort of dangle drop earring with the pearls at the bottom. I hope you're happy with these. And 3 oysters with those. So let me get these open. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, you have a gold. And there's no more in that one. So you have a gold to start with. Let me hold him up so you can see. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and a runaway out the back here, you have a darker chocolate. And there's no more in that one. So a gold and a chocolate. Let me hold him up for you. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is from Mr. Happy. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and again, coming out this side here, you have a blue. And there's no more in that one. Now let me just dry him off here. You have a two-tonal Pepsi blue. Let me hold him up so you can have a closer look. Leanne, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. 2-week streak. Thank you. So you have a gold, a chocolate and a two-tonal Pepsi blue. I hope you're happy with these colours, and you get to pick one of these to sort of match if you would like to have matching, or if you'd prefer to have odds, that's absolutely fine. I'm kind of loving this golden brown situation up here, but like I say, if you'd prefer to match one of these, you can let me know which one you'd like to swap and which one you'd like to match. I think I could match them all. I'd have to double check with the blue that there wasn't a weight, but I think I could match them all if you would like to pick any of them. The chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he is a 6.5. And the blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Can we match the blue swapping out the chocolate brown? We can. Let me just have a look. It's slightly two-tonal, so if I can find another blue that sort of shade. Oh, that one there, that one there. Oh, that one's just a touch lighter. I think that one matches the size more. I'm going to show you these. Now these two are slightly different shades here. Now if you prefer to wait for a more matching shade, I can definitely do that. I don't think it would be too long a wait, because these ones are just, as you can see, the one I've added in is just slightly lighter, but it's the better size match. You don't mind the wait? Okay, perfect. I'll take this one away then, and I will pop you down for a swap. That's absolutely perfect. Let me pop these in here. And a hoop fitting on the gold. That's absolutely fine as well. Oh. So if I bring you back up here, and I'm just going to write that down. Like I said, I don't think there'll be a long wait at all. So we're going to have blues on there. We're going to swap the chocolate to match the blue and hoop on the gold. Perfect, I've got that down for you. And you also have Mr. Love Eyes. So let's open him up as well. Yes, another chocolate bites the dust. I just bit my tongue when I did that then. Oh. Okay, so Mr. Love Eyes. Let's get him open. You have a red parcel. And let's go down. And you have a ring. A ring with 1 and 2 oysters, and there's no more in that one. So you also have earrings and a ring tonight. I love that combination. Now this one is our bamboo ring. I know a name. So this is an expandable or adjustable, should I say, to one size from the back of the ring. Now this one's got a slightly different adjustable setting. You can't see it at all with this one, if that makes sense. And then as you go round, you go into the bamboo like detailing of the band. So it's a single band, but it has that bamboo effect on it. Then at the top of the ring, you can see where your pearl sits, and the bamboo's coming up either side of the pearl there. Now you've got leaves which are encrusted with zircon crystal here and here, and on the ends of the bamboo, I don't know if you can see this, so the end here from it coming up has got a crystal, and again the same on the other side, the end has got a crystal. So your pearl sits in the centre in between the 2 leaves on either side of the bamboo there. I'm hoping you guys can see the detail of this one. I don't know if I'm showing it okay or not, but it is lovely. I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely, though. So 2 oysters alongside him. Let me get him open. 1 and 2. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side. And the other side. Oh, your first one is a lighter apple green. That's kind of perfect for bamboo. There's no more in that one. So you have a lighter apple green to start with. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with blush pink twins. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so light apple green and blush pink. Which one would you like on that ring? Now with the pinks, it does look like you've got slightly brighter and just a slightly lighter twin there. So if you prefer to have a pink on the ring, do let me know if it's the lighter or the brighter one. So your apple green number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The lighter pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the brighter pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. Green on the ring. That's perfect. Let me pop these in here for you. And let me bring you up as well. And a hoop and a lobster fitting on the twins. Do you have a preference to which one's on which? Like I say, the twins, you've got one slightly lighter, one slightly darker. So do you have a preference with the hoop and the lobster, which one's on which? No preference. Okay, perfect. Those invoices, it will all be on the same invoice with the gold as well. It will be sent through tomorrow for you to the email address that's on the order form. So that's safe up there for you. Thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells as well. No, you're very, very welcome. I'm glad you're happy. Okay, perfect. And up next then is Wendy Walker. Wendy, are you here? You too, Shimran. Wendy Walker, are you here? Wendy, hello. So we'll do your bags of plenty first. Can you just confirm that you're happy with Mr. Shocked? Hang on, I might as well bring him into this camera. Oh! Oh, and he's got a little tassel. So yes, are you happy with Mr. Shocked, my lovely? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? You have a yellow. Oh gosh, what time of night is it? It's getting to that time where I can't talk properly. Yellow parcel. It's the bag you were hoping for. It's perfect then. Let's go down. Okay, so in here you also have a pair of earrings with 1, 2 and 3 oysters there. Donating the shells, perfect, thank you. So again, yours are 925 silver stud back earrings. Now these are a hollow flower earring. It's a hollow flower because obviously the petals are hollow. And your pearls are going to be set right in the centre of that flower there. So that's the pearl is what's going to give the flower the colour and bring it to life. So then it's almost like the petals are coming around that pearl. I hope you're happy with those, Wendy. And 3 oysters to go alongside them. So 1, 2, and 3. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a light rose gold pearl. There's no more in that one. So you have a light rose gold. Then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, I love them. You are twinning, and you're twinning with Smurf Blue twins, and there's no more in that one. Now they do look like they're slightly different shades to each other here, with one slightly darker and lighter and possibly slightly just different sizes, but they are beautiful twins there, Wendy. And then moving on to the last of your oysters. There's one side and the other side. And you are twinning for a second time. And again, twinning blues here. And there's no more in that one. And you're twinning with icy blues this time. Now let me just dry these up for you. So lots of beautiful blues here and a rose gold. What do you think to these? And which ones would you like on those earrings? So light rose gold, twinning Smurf blues, slightly different shades and sizes visually. I will measure them for you. And twinning bright icy blues as well. The rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So the icy blues are measuring slightly different there. The visually darker and smaller blue, Smurf blue, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And the lighter, visually larger, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Let me bring you back up. Smurf blues on the jewellery. I love that. Let me write that down for you. Wendy, I do hope you're happy with those. Okay, and you also have an additional 2 oysters as well. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery and donate, Wendy. Okay, so number 1 and number 2. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? There's 1 and 2. So let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a light pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a slight peeper through the flesh there. Oh, just left a bit of shell behind. You have a silver. And there's no more in that one. So you have a silver pearl. Let me hold him up for you. And then, and again, quite a nice deep pop there. In here, there's your mother of pearl. Oh, and I can see a light lilac-y purple. And there's no more in that one. Wendy, what do you think to these, my lovely? Oh, Runaways. Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. If you're not happy, I can swap them for you. And if you'd like to match these, I'd be able to match the silver, but there's a definite waiting list on a purple match. So that's going to be completely up to you what you prefer to do. If I pop these on the board, the silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. What do you think, Wendy? What would you like to do? Swap for blacks. Let me see if I've got two the same size for you. So I've got my very dark ones all together. So let me just see. Oh, actually, poured out in my hand straight away. Are they? They are indeed. How lucky was that? Okay, so let me hold these up so you can have a look. Just confirm, are you happy with those to go on your jewellery? They literally came out of the pot next to each other. Like I say, in that pot is sort of very dark pearls. Love that. Just wrote that down for you. Perfect. No, you're very, very welcome, Wendy. Well, thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, perfect. And up next then this evening, we have a bit of a mystery person. So I'm looking for Sophie Ogden. Are you here? Oh, just realised I'm off the camera. In fact, so I can move it around a bit now, can't I? There we go. Sophie Ogden, are you here? Sophie! You're here. Hello, Sophie. Sophie, I've got a little message for you. It says, this is a present for Sophie. After a storm, there is a rainbow. From Helen. So I'll read that one more time. It's a present for Sophie. After a storm, there is a rainbow. From Helen. Now it doesn't say if I'm allowed to say what it is or not. Helen, if you're here and you would like me to tell Sophie, do let me know. If not, I'm not going to say just in case. I can say, however, my lovely, it comes with one opening. What type of oyster would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Lots of love, Sophie. Mystery and donate, of course you can. So, oh, mystery oyster. Would there be a certain colour you're hoping for? Yes, please. I'm sorry, Helen. I've done this thing where I ask both sides of the question, and then when you guys answer, I get confused to which it was a yes to. Was that a yes to you would like me to say what it is? Let me get this open for you. So, let's go down. Sophie, your mystery oyster. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away at the bottom here, you have a light lilac purple. Oh, I thought there was another one there, but that's the tail there, if you can see that. Let me just have a squidge though, because there still may be another one. It's just that one there felt like a harder section. But no, there's no more in that one. So let me just dry this up for you. No, it's not you, Helen, at all. It's me. I ask both sides of the question, then get confused when you guys answer. Because I asked, would you like me to or would you not like me to? Okay, so Sophie, I'm allowed to share what this is for. So Helen has got you the Rainbow Swarovski Crystal Heart Charm. So if you can remember, the rainbow heart has obviously all the different colours as it catches the light. So you're looking for, if you're happy with this colour, that's perfect. If not, with that Rainbow Swarovski Crystal Heart Charm, what pearl would you like to go on there? So let me know, are you happy with this one or would you prefer to swap him? If I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And that's a lovely message to go matching with the charm as well. I love that, Helen. You would love this one. That is a good choice. I agree. I think this one will look lovely on that charm as well. Okay, so I hope you'll be happy then once that arrives. And Helen, I hope you're happy with everything there as well. And thank you as well, Sophie, as usual, for the donations with the shells, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. There it is. Thank you, Tania. There's the rainbow heart charm, and it's just, the photos never do the heart charms justice. But you can see all the different shades there, especially the ones not in the black sand, the ones on the paper there. Oh, love it. It's not paper, it's card, but yeah, love that charm. Right, okay, perfect. Let me come over here. I think that's the end of the order list for today, actually. Let me just refresh this. It is. Okay, so that's the end of our order list for today. Now, reminder, we're live on Sunday, but we're live from 1 PM on Sunday, not an evening live. It's a time change, so don't forget. Thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you all have a brilliant weekend. I hope the weather's not too rainy everywhere, although I do hope the mugginess goes, especially. I hate it being muggy. So yeah, have a brilliant weekend. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you on Sunday, guys. Take care. Bye.